Welcome back to We Care a Lot. I'm half the pod, Sam.
I'm the other half, Mel.
Hey guys, glad to be here. Hopefully you're having a good day, whatever day this is for you. Maybe it's Wednesday. Maybe you're listening the day it came out. That'd be amazing. What's not amazing is what we're about to talk about. Relationship problems. It's been a while since we talked about love. Honestly, like, the only reason we've talked about relationships or love lately has been, like, we're not really strangers, brought it up, or anything like that, but not intentionally speaking on relationships. So...
And I know you guys were probably like, shut the fuck up about it at one point. So we did.
Shut the fuck up.
So it's done. And now we're back.
And now we feel like talking about it again, so get over it. Today we want to talk about basically what makes them not the one. What are those red flags that we should have listened to but chose to ignore? Because, like,
we're talking about, like, personally.
Yeah, personally.
I know we've done, like, the general gist of red flags, but...
These are some specific things I really let go I really shouldn't have.
You want to go first?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I do know that we did talk about...
A little bit.
We did talk about some of these. But if you missed that episode, then here you go. And if we're repeating it, you're going to have a good laugh, so it's fine. It's, like, also, let me preface, a little embarrassing. Like, why? Yeah. What was I doing to myself? Where was my self-worth at?
It was the sentiment of, like...
I can change him?
Yeah.
We had really high hopes. We were lover girls. My bad. Literally my bad.
I wanted to have a project to work on.
I'm a DIY girl at heart.
I'm a DIY girly.
Nonetheless, I think we all have those red flag moments, and hopefully you learned, you know, after the first, second, maybe third. I don't know. But moving forward, be more intentional. See these flags raise, out of there, babe.
For sure.
Moving into it. I mean, the number one red flag from the get, probably the very first one, was like, oh yeah, I don't have a car. And you want to know why I let it slide?
Why?
Let me tell you, class. Because he had a good excuse. He's like, oh, well, the car I did have, like, I went to school out of state. The car I did have down here, my parents sold it. I'm gonna get a car. It took like 1.5 to 2 years. But I was like, yeah, you're working towards it. I'm a good person.
I could drive us around, babe. It's totally fine.
It was not totally fine. It was fucking awful.
Yeah.
Okay, your turn.
Okay, your turn.
Okay, you go.
Why are mine so intense? I'm trying to think of like a smaller one. Oh, I'm just like smaller but bigger. Saying that they're gonna end things with their current partner.
Well, that's
That's like not even
having
red,
a partner.
That's fluorescent. Like that's a straight up stop sign.
She is neon.
But excuses, right?
Here we go. What was it?
They were still in high school and their partner was not. So it was like like we're in different life stages. It's like
there was a lot of reasons.
We haven't seen each other in months.
Her girlfriend?
Literally.
Okay.
It's over already. Like
it's over. Classic.
I haven't like set my bound. No, I don't think they set their boundary.
Yeah.
But that kind of is the sentiment. Like I just haven't said the word, and it's because they make it a sob story then. Like,
right.
You know,
you don't know what they're going through, and
I never find the right time. Right.
They'll never find the right time. Yeah.
They'll
run away. Run. Regardless of how much you think you like them.
Yeah.
Let's see, another, like a medium-sized one. I feel like I'm trying to come up with one that I haven't spoken on.
Yeah, I feel like I've talked about all of them, but...
Maybe... Oh, here we go. I don't deserve you.
That is so motherfucking true.
Red flag.
Absolutely red flag.
Walk away, honestly. Like, if someone was to say that to me today, like... I think we did talk about this. Like, I just don't deserve you. Like, that's different than I don't deserve you.
I still don't like the I don't deserve you. I will accept the what did I do to deserve you.
Okay,
That's
there you
different.
go. There's like a nuance.
There's a nuance, and the rewording is so important. Mm-hmm. I have cheated, but my ex also we cheated on each other. No.
It's petty. Unless it was like 8 years ago.
Also,
maybe like 15 years old,
almost
depending on what cheating is.
100% true. I mean, I probably think that it's 100% true that is not fact.
Right. You're making up that story to feel better about your cheating.
Or even if they did, it's like that wasn't the causation. Like, you just cheated. You could have just left.
You could have said, I'm not going to give you a chance because I probably will step out of this relationship or something.
Again, red flag. Continue.
It's something like, I'm like homophobic.
Girl, yes.
That one's
Red
a big
flag.
one. Red flag. And you're never going to change that. And you should never want to be with someone that is even in that mind frame. Like, why? So many questions. So many.
Oh my god. Honestly, like, how do you even feel safe around people like that? Is my question. You know, not that that I know you're talking about that he would do anything, but like innately, like, how do you feel safe?
I wasn't.
Right.
I did it not.
Correct.
And no safety here.
I would say like love. Like, I know we've talked about love bombing, and if you haven't seen that episode, please go watch that. Or listen to it. But that's a red flag for me. Love bombing right from the start. I had this person literally like bring me like meals in the middle of the night, bring me flowers. We weren't even together during this whole time when they were still like, I'm
gonna end this thing. I'm gonna end it, I swear.
It's just like to keep the interest there so you don't have time to think about how fucked up
the whole situation is. Yeah, distraction.
The distraction of love bombing. Right.
When it's like always about what their dreams are. Red flag.
Red flag.
Like, if they're never asking, what's your goal in life? Or what do you see happening in the future for yourself? Like, they just don't care enough.
Not me having like a realization.
Like, narcissist is in front of you. You're welcome.
No way that happened to me and with the person that I'm thinking about. Like, that's crazy.
The dream was never about you.
It was never about me. I always just tried to make their dreams come true.
Period. That's wrong.
I think for one of them, like, the second one, I'm a little confused. First, the one that I'm thinking about, I don't think they ever asked me what I want to do with my life.
Sad. Your life partner should want to know that about you.
Maybe they did, and I'm sorry if I'm thinking that you didn't, but I think you did not.
I mean, for it to be questionable.
Wow. It wasn't as important, like, it was not top of mind.
Yeah.
Crazy. This one is like triggering and really scary. So if this happens to you, it's a huge red flag and please leave. I'm thinking of a particular time or like person who would constantly like use the car as like a place to exert rage while I'm in it, to the point where I'm scared for my life and that there's no importance made there for my safety.
Like erratic driving because they're upset about something.
Yeah. And it's like it's like also more so because like they're upset with me. Not like it's not like they're just upset and they're like whatever. They're road raging or like they're upset about something else. It's like they're upset at me and I'm in the car and they're fucking running it. Yeah. You know. Yeah. That one's dark, but it's it does happen. I feel like it does happen.
I'd say like this was early on, which like maybe it was my bad to do this, but like sharing trauma and they're not listening. Red flag.
Interesting.
Like, how am I going to tell you something traumatic and then you're just like,
yeah, no.
I could never today.
Nor.
Yeah.
I'm like just artists in general. Artists, red flag in any facet.
What does that even mean?
No go. I'm just kidding.
I'm like, it's a personal red flag.
No, I feel like they're all just like a little bit like, you know,
Van Gogh.
A little bit like would like take their ear off, you know,
a little bit,
or like a little narcissistic, a little bit.
I could, yes.
It takes a little bit of narcissism to like
artists, like music artist, painting artist,
all of it,
all of them. What entertainer is different?
Don't date an actor.
You're literally in acting school, babe.
I'm a girl, babe. Okay, I take that one back. Because it involves me.
I'm like, so red flag. I mean, I see what you're saying. In general, it's a red flag, but not a
But I think
deal
that goes with
breaker.
like the narcissism.
Right.
So
If it's
doesn't
layered,
count.
if you're an actor layered with these other red
if you're
flags,
an artist of some sort,
yes,
layered with these things,
I'm worried.
I'm worried for you. Literally run.
I can think of one for one of your exes. Rude to wait staff. I mean, it was both of our exes actually, to be honest. So shared one. Rude to waiters. Sorry, did I say exes?
Yeah.
Rude to our exes. Rude to waiters. Remember at Denny's? No. Halloween. Dude, you were so mad at him.
I'm sure I was. I don't remember.
Remember they were making fun of the kid that was working there? I don't remember what they were saying, but we were both like, shut the fuck up. Like, we were so mad
Like,
at
you
them.
guys are so fucking cute.
Yeah, we were
shut
like,
up.
oh, you're just because you're out on Halloween and he's
I'm
working.
like, I'm this motherfucking close to leaving your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, rude to waiters is a fucking good one. Or like even making fun of people like
Behind their backs.
Behind their backs. Like, how old are you?
Grow up.
Literally though, like bully.
There's just little things. Like, I could say all the things that they did not do that were also red flags. You know what I mean? Like, didn't check in on how my emotions were.
That's a red flag.
Right. But, like, also, I feel like people rarely speak on things they didn't do. It's just things that they
did do. Right.
that were wrong.
Good idea.
Instead of good things that they did not do.
Good idea.
So, yeah.
So that
checking
one
in.
for sure. Not checking in. You know what? No, I have one that they didn't. I guess like it's like they didn't do and they like did do. Kind of, it's like a duo where like they never wanted to be alone together. Like they wanted to constantly be out
Oh, okay. Okay.
and doing things. Like never just taking a moment to us two at home or like whatever.
Yeah,
like
right.
it was just
Constant
overly
need for a bunch of other people to be around you.
yes. Red flag.
Weird, yeah. Like, why can't we
Why
talk?
can't we spend time? And then the times that we did were so traumatic.
Oh my god.
So
Well, that's why. They were a terrible person who couldn't be alone.
yeah.
Wow. I'm like, just a general lack of caring. Just generally an awful person. I'm just kidding. Like, I love how we just made this episode to hate.
Roasting her.
We're
exes.
like, has a podcast and all they do is talk shit about their ex.
Literally when someone asks me next time, like, what's your podcast about? I'm like, I just roast all of my exes.
I literally just talk smack about my exes.
And if you want to listen, yeah.
Tune in.
For me, there's a red flag of like, for one person in particular, I feel like all they would want to do is like sex. Like that's all they like cared about. Like there was a couple times of like emotional intimacy type things, but like it was like you saw me sex. This sex. You know what I mean? Like it was just like that was
It was never like, we're gonna like cuddle and watch a movie.
No,
It was
it
like,
was
no,
like-
that's gonna lead to what
Yeah.
I want at the end of the day.
correct. Red flag.
Red flag, red flag.
More so like just traumatizing.
I'm trying to think of like not ex-boyfriends, but just some like ex-flings.
Yeah.
Oh, every time you talk to them, all they want to do is talk about the things you're lacking. Excuse me?
Yeah.
Huh?
What about you, babe?
What are
What are you doing?
What's going for you right now? Sorry, yeah, I'm human and I lack.
Sorry, I'm also figuring my life out. As you
Don't
are.
even,
So
don't even
fuck
get
off.
me started, but yes.
Yeah, no.
I feel like it's just like at the end of the day, when you're dating, it's like seeing, like genuinely looking at someone and be like, can I spend my whole life with you?
Yeah. Or can I like sit in every scenario with you?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
bad.
maybe you're not as far as like thinking the whole life yet, but like, can we sit at a coffee shop together? Could we sit with my family at dinner? Could we just, go on this road trip together? Like, think of every scenario that you would have to be with somebody, and if they don't fit one of those categories, then scary. Like, I know a lot of people say that, like, going on vacation with someone that you're dating is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
it's
because
stressful.
it puts, like, it's a pressure cooker of different things. I know people think, like, vacation's so relaxing, but, like, so many things need to happen in order to
can
get
go
to
wrong.
that. So, like, it's a pressure cooker for that kind of scenario.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or the same sentiment of, like, dating people through the seasons, like, making sure that they can go through the seasons with you.
Mm-hmm. And you don't mean summer, winter, and fall. You mean like
No, I think that too.
Okay.
Like,
I was thinking like seasons of life, like the ups and the downs.
For sure. That's definitely a
long-term.
long-term thing. But I think like for the short term, like being able to get through a year together is a big deal. Like you can go through a lot in a year, and like different months of the year bring up different things for different
Family,
people. Like
grief.
you know, like grief. Yeah. A lot of things can come up, and so being able to be through the seasons with people is like really telling.
I'm like, listen, I went through those seasons. Did I feel good in them?
No.
No.
And that's like paying attention to yourself and being like, this is wrong. This isn't feeling right.
And I think for me personally, it can be like super scary moving forward with somebody that you like, maybe like, or you're like, because everyone has a different experience, you know, like when you know, people say that, or it was like a slow burn at first and then we really fell in love, or you know, like there's all these scenarios, so you never are like, okay, then now I know this is for sure the one, either on the first date or the fifth date, you know, whatever it is, or months later, you know. It's just like, for me, the whole innate like trusting yourself
is difficult.
It's difficult, and I think the key is just taking it slower, at least like maybe like physically and like outwardly in terms of like with that person, like not getting too excited about the fact that they're like not homophobic or like, you know, basic necessities of a relationship, like taking everything with a grain of salt and realizing like, because a lot of my exes were great on paper and at the beginning did have great things about them that did work out and were exciting and fun. But then later down the line, they showed me their true colors. And obviously you don't want to go into a relationship thinking like, oh, well, they're just going to show me their true colors one day and whatever. It's just like trusting your intuition, reading into that.
Yeah. I think like also something like looking from the outside of like my friends' like situations and like them going into relationships, like I think this is maybe like a bias thing and also just like something maybe like self-centered in a way where, but like I wish I had a voice to speak to you guys when I see these things, because I feel like they might not be as important in the moment because they're like creating a different environment where that you feel more good things than the small bad things. But I like for a lot of you guys, I feel like I saw a lot of like arrogance in like the relationships that you guys have been, or like lacking importance of like your relationships with other people, so, like scenarios like that. And I feel like maybe I should have expressed those things, but like if you have friends out there that you feel like, hey, I need to, it's like there's a fucking hard balance of like being a friend who sees things and wanting to call them out, but also like not make the other person to feel it's like, you know, you're not like that, you're unsupportive, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it does get like dicey for sure. Feeling like, oh, well, now we can't hang around my friend because of
they
this.
think
but which
that,
is not the point at all for why someone brings it up. It's not because they don't want to be around that partner. It's just like, I just want you to be happy.
And like this seems like it's,
and I know you well enough. Like obviously, if you've known someone a month, don't go around saying, you know, don't be with this person. I mean, well, maybe depending on the situation, but probably not.
Yeah,
I agree. Like there are what we've talked about as friends. Katie was talking about this, that we have vetoes as friends, and like if we see something from the get that's like, I already know this is not.
I feel like yes, but then there's like moments that aren't so intense for a whole veto, but more so of like, hey, maybe like I'm bringing this up because I know it's important to you, and maybe you're not really like thinking it's a priority right now, but maybe it's something to discuss with that person to see if, or even like with yourself, like if you're aligned with that thinking, because that's something that I thought was important to you. A couple months into that relationship that you were in, like when they were home,
yes,
like it could have been because of the start that you guys had or whatever, but there was so much like time spent
what he wanted
to do and with his friends, and like the times that we did hang out, when like you did come to hang out with us or with your friend group, it was like he wasn't like fully present, or he was like in a place of like, I'm so infatuated with just you, so I'm not even gonna really pay attention to your friends, and not trying to like build a relationship with the people that you love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it got kind of tiresome where I was like, what is this fucking deal? Like, why is he here then?
Like talk to me.
Yeah, like I remember when we went to the Christmas tree farm, he was on his phone.
That bugs me for sure.
And you were bothered by that. And I think like those moments I was like
if I had been like, oh my god, babe, what's the score?
That would have been like, okay, cool, whatever.
Like she doesn't care.
She
but
wants...
also, why is he here? But I guess.
Yeah. But like I could tell that you were bothered, and I know that your relationships with your friends and your family are so important to you, to the point where I feel like you want a partner who is just as involved as you are, if not more.
In
like
a scenario, like just in interactions with people.
Yeah, like I feel like the right person for you would, like, if you're like, hey, do you want to come and hang out with my friends, or like come and meet my friends, they would be all about it and like fully into it, and even trying to make like a situation, like make that comforting, instead of just being like, I'm over here, I'm just really into you, I'm not gonna really like pay attention to the rest of y'all. Things like that. Like I remember the beach day, it was kind of like that too. Beach day. There was this beach day we had in Malibu, and I feel like
that was right after an argument.
Oof,
it was that video. It was that video, and he was being secretive. Remember? He took a video of my head laying on his lap, and he said, like, I don't deserve her. She's a queen. Like, I'm going to give her everything she wants in this world, blah, 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 right?
Okay, dude.
And then I was like, let me see your phone. Like, why are you being all secretive? It was that video, but also I clearly didn't trust. I mean, deep down, I don't think I was like, he's cheating on me. Like, I need to see what's on his phone. But I was just like, why are you being sus? Like, I was annoyed.
Yeah. It was that argument, but it was just funny because, like, there was, like, two separate, like, fucking polarizing parts where it was like that argument, then also like him, it was either that or like him being so infatuated with you, or like that he didn't even want to like connect with us two. And like that's what I'm saying, like, is that just self-serving of me, or more so of me thinking of you of like as your
maybe
friend?
Both. Like you want to be friends with your friends' partners, which isn't a bad thing.
Yeah, but I'm also like, if you're in a group setting, why? I feel like maybe that's because, like, just how maybe I feel. Like, that's something that I really loved about Logan, is that she is very conversational and very, like, interested in other people's lives.
Yeah.
That I feel like people should have, like, we're all in a fucking group. Like, pay attention to every person in this group, you know? It's not just about the person that you're with.
I think on one hand, I see both points of that being, like, well, not everyone's obviously going to be, like, your girlfriend, right? Obviously. So, like, but also at the same time, our friends are all very similar in that way of enjoying that aspect of Logan and our partners, and it's like, it makes sense that as a group we would function that way.
And I mean, of course, there's like time, and there's times for like intimacy in this group setting to have like between one another, but I think like it was just always so like intense that it was like, okay,
like, what are you trying to
why are we here?
What are you trying to do here?
Yeah, like, why don't y'all just hang out by yourselves? And I feel like it was moments like that I was like, I just feel like you would want somebody who is more interactive in that way.
It is hard to,
and
be
that's
like,
not a veto. And that's not a veto. It was more of like, yo, I noticed this.
Yeah.
I don't know if like that's something that's important. Maybe that's how you bring it up, but like,
I feel like it's almost like you just don't, and it's like a learning lesson for your friend. Like for me, it was a learning lesson to now move into relationships more intentionally, and hopefully I see those things and either address them with you, like, hey, I know he's kind of like that. Either we're working on it, or, you know, whatever the fucking case is, you know? But I what if I liked this person that you're with to every other extent, and then I'm like, yo, like, he's taking you away too much, where like you guys are only hanging out with his friends. But I think he's really great. You know what I mean? Like, then I think it's like, I think it's fair to be like, I wouldn't want you to like have a learning lesson there where like maybe I feel like sometimes I think it would just be less like, hey, you're spending too much time with his friends, because then it comes off like maybe motherly or like annoying, and instead it being like, hey, I want to spend more time with you. Like, I feel like I haven't seen you in a long time. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of spin it so it's at least less accusatory, where it comes off like you're choosing not to spend time with me, and instead making it like, I've noticed for the past couple months, like you haven't spent time with me and I really miss you. You know?
Yeah.
Or like making plans and being like, come. Like, no choice. You have to come.
Yeah.
It's dicey.
I don't know. I don't know that like I fully agree with all that, but yeah, for sure.
So you would just be like,
it's not necessarily like I don't see like accusatory, like I'm like forcing like the to say that. It's more of like because I'm afraid to like say too much, but I'm also like I think like in not saying anything, it's creating the environment to, I don't know,
to continue being a certain way.
Yeah, in a sense, like I don't know.
Yeah. It's dicey without having like a specific
scenario.
Yeah. But yeah.
Anyway,
red flags. Let's just hope we're all like, we got those goggles on, babe.
The drunk goggles or what?
No, not the
take
drunk.
Those off.
No, take the drunk goggles off and stop going on dates where all you just get fucked up. That's another red flag. The whole date is based around drinking.
If you can only go on dates where you're drinking,
yes,
that's a red flag.
Like first date, I get it. Jitters, kind of like bring everyone to like a like one drink, two drink, whatever. But like second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth date all include drink. Like what is the ratio? You know, like two out of the 5 dates are drinking dates. Cool.
That's a huge one. I definitely feel like in one relationship in particular, I was either always drunk or high around them because they were unbearable.
I couldn't stand to be around them.
And I didn't notice that until after.
Right, that's the thing.
But I was like, I'm always like, after I ended things, I was like, oh my God, I was high constantly. And that's the only time I had a really good time with you.
When
we were silent and literally in our own,
else.
not even, literally just like vibing to music. That's when I enjoyed time with you.
So like, hear me out. Let's use that scenario. What if I noticed that about you?
You should be like, hey.
And I'm like, hey, why are you always drunk?
Yeah, no, for real. Like, I would hope you'd be.
Do y'all do anything other than drink?
Have you guys gone on dates that don't include like drinking? Like, I'm just worried for the fact that maybe you don't know if you actually like this person because you haven't seen them.
If
you
met them and they've been together 5 years already.
Okay, a little specific, bitch. Also,
me, I'm like,
like,
you
sober for like me, bitch.
I'm not talking about you. Oh my God.
I was like, first of all, we were basically
never drunk. What are you talking about?
I was basically sober for the first 2 years of our relationship, bitch.
No, I'm not talking about you.
I have no
Maybe
idea.
you have an insecurity there. Are you okay?
I'm
talking about nobody. I'm literally just like, you maybe.
Well, 5 years felt really specific.
Sorry, 6.
Okay, that's not me.
Right? Like, you really can't say shit at that point. It's like,
I think you should. I think you should be like, hey, why are you guys still fucking drunk after the 5th year? Like, you know, like maybe you guys should go out. Maybe go to AA, girl. Both of y'all.
It's fully a drinking problem.
Take a date to AA because it's not working.
I mean, honestly though, that's a fair point. But yeah, there's ways to go about things. Red flags with friends. Didn't mean to take the topic here, but it's hard when you see red flags that your friends don't see.
Yeah.
And it's also hard being the one who doesn't see the red flag.
Absolutely.
Like, both are the devil.
Like, I wish somebody did tell me, but if they did, I don't know.
You might have been upset.
I don't know how I would feel.
Right, maybe you would have said, fine, we're not friends, because you picked their side.
Fucking slippery slope, dude.
That's rough.
So rough.
But anyways, really hoping that that's not the case for anyone. But we do have someone that is going to remain anonymous who has asked for our advice regarding a relationship. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to try and give you a little synopsis because it's quite a detailed, nuanced story. But basically, this is a man who is dating a woman. Base level. They both work in a very demanding field, and they were dating. It seemed as if she did not have enough time to really, like, go on dates or, like, give him basically what you deserve in a relationship, right? Like, just some sort of emotional support, conversation, dates. And he told her, I noticed this is happening, but I'm okay with it, essentially. Like, I'm okay to, like, wait. Like, we're still together, but I understand that you don't have the time to give me right now, but I want to marry you. And, like, yeah.
For sure.
I want to marry you, so I'm okay waiting for this phase to kind of, like, pass. Let's pause right there. How do you feel about that?
I don't like a lack of effort. I believe in the sentiment of, like, somebody, like, people, all kinds of people are busy. I don't think you're ever too busy to make time for somebody. I think you can always make time for someone. It could be the little things. It really can.
Yeah, like some effort. There needed to be some.
Yeah.
Or end it. So, moving forward from that, the woman in this situation, her mother convinced her that it was unfair to him, even though he was okay with it. And so she said, we should end things because this isn't fair to you, which I think is, you know, cool. Like, I mean, unfortunate that the mother's, like, involved in their decisions as a relationship, you know? Like,
I think also it's a nudge, though, of, like, I don't know.
And if she's discussing it, maybe that's, like,
I'm sure
she has concerns about it.
Right.
She's not just...
I'm sure the mom just didn't come out of left field, like, break up with this person, you know?
So they ended things. I believe a whole year passed. The situation is apparently different. She now is able to give time. Also, there was like other circumstances, not just work, that
like family
matters that were like taking a lot of her time. Something really big happened in his life, and so he felt like reaching back out because he did feel obviously this deep connection. He wanted to marry her. Basically, they decided to try things again because the circumstances were different.
Okay.
The question of the hour is, should he be giving her or the relationship a second chance?
I mean, if the circumstances are different and it was never about like one person feeling more than the other for the other, I don't see why that couldn't work out.
Right.
I would be wary of efforts made by her and how that transpires. I think it really is, it's unfortunate to say it this way, but it's like she's kind of just got to have to prove the fact that she wants this.
Yeah, I agree, because like he made it very clear through the entire thing, communicating how he felt about the situation
and giving her space
Now the circumstances are different. I don't know what to extent, but I mean, it's not like someone wronged anyone necessarily or like didn't love the other person.
I can see how, like, I mean, life happens, and I feel like in a 5-year relationship now, I have seen my like seasons of feeling emotionally less available and being less available to plan dates and plan like situations for us to make the other person feel more fulfilled.
Necessarily your all. Or was it 50-50 and then 80-20?
Maybe I was at a 20 and she was at an 80 and like, not to say that that's fair necessarily, but it has to be what it is. And like, it just means that at some point you will like turn the other side, and that's when you can prove yourself. And maybe that's just her time now. Not to say that he's gonna give less, but it's like he deserves to know how she actually feels through action, and no longer just words.
And it's like not his fault that she was like, I actually can't give you all this, because they could have stayed together and then her given what she could have through that time,
right? But
they didn't, and that was what was fair to him, which is what I think is like, you know, the good of it all. Like, they were very communicative, they talked about things. It's not, to me, it's not like a super horrible thing that happened to anyone.
I don't think so either.
It's just like, we love each other and we always have, and now we have the time to do it.
I think because you guys know each other a little bit more, I would kind of set like some more like stationary things to happen, like let's go on a date weekly, and like that's when you'll see like either that effort's being put in or they fall through. Like having concrete numbers or like concrete plans, goals
of what you want your relationship to look like. If you guys have any advice to give this anonymous person, we would love to hear that as well. Maybe you have a little advice, maybe you've been through the situation. Yeah, that's the end of this episode. That was it.
We'll catch you guys in Glowing Hour.
Yes, talk to you